have some great stuff to share with you today. I'm going to do just a short video about Gemini. I am going to be doing a full tutorial series in the future with Gemini, but right now I just want to do a very quick little mixing video, and then I want to show you guys this varnish. So this is Gemini Heat Set Paint. Bountiful Baby sells this. This color is Lip Blush and Nail. And they do sell their own thinner. It's Gemini Heat Set Thinner. This is non-toxic. This is not a solvent base. It is a thinning oil. But you can also mix it with solvent. So I'm just going to get my little brush here and do a little demonstration. So I'm just going to put a little bit of solvent in here and show you guys how this mixes up. You can see it dissolves very, very nice. There are no grains at all. This is really, really exciting for me. Most of the new heat set lines are plasticizer based, meaning that they cannot be mixed with solvent. This solvent here is just my regular clean strip odorless mineral spirits. And I shouldn't say the new ones can't be mixed with solvent. They can be mixed with solvent, but they are usually very grainy. They don't dissolve well in solvent. They need an oil or a thinning medium. So I think this is amazing. And then I'm going to show you with their Gemini thinner. I don't know if you guys can really tell the difference here, but this one is an oil. So it's obviously, it's a little bit thicker than a solvent, but it is still thin. It's still thin enough that if you wanted to paint with just the oil, and no solvent, you absolutely could. So that mixes up really, really nice. It mixes, you know, I mean, this one mixed up nice too. There's no granules, but I will say it seemed to dissolve a little bit faster in this. It was like I stirred it once and it was all gone. And then I'm just going to do a little test in this palette here, which I have not actually tried yet, of using this oil and mixing that with solvent. And that mixes perfectly also. That looks so good. All right, so I have our little test baby Courtney here. And I'm just gonna do, let's see, Courtney is pretty shiny on up here. We've tested all kinds of products here on Courtney. But we're just gonna kind of put some of this darker red over here on her cheek. Put a little bit of this one on her chin. I just want to kind of get a little bit of color going on here to test. The baking instructions are a little bit different, not too different, but it's from between 265 degrees Fahrenheit and 270 degrees Fahrenheit. I have found that 270 seems to work best. And for the paints, it is anywhere from 9 to 12 minutes. I have found 10 to 11 minutes seems to be about the sweet spot for my oven. All ovens are going to vary a little bit. With the Gemini matte varnish, the temperature is the same, but the bake time is going to be 12 to 15 minutes. And 270 seems to work well. So this is the Gemini matte varnish. You can see it is completely transparent, which is amazing for me. That's like a really big deal for me because I don't like my colors getting washed out at all. So having this be transparent is fantastic. So I'm just brushing that on this cosmetic wedge. And we're just gonna pounce this on this real shiny area that we've got up here. And I'll get a little bit more. You do want to pounce this one pretty well. It's really thin, so this is not going to leave much texture. They do have a thick medium for texture. But this one, you know, you just want to pounce it out well. You don't want any excess. All right, so that is on. I'm going to go ahead and bake this one, and I'm going to grab my old jar while this is in the oven because I want to show you guys the difference from when I did a video about Gemini last year. So I did a video a while back testing all the available heat set and air dry varnishes on the market in one video. And at that time I had tested Gemini, and I don't know at that point if Gemini was actually available or not, but I had some problems with the Gemini. I had a lot of issues with cracking. And so this is my original bottle of Genesis. So I just want to show you guys, I'm sorry, not Genesis, of Gemini. So I just wanted to show you guys kind of what this jar looks like now. It has a lot of strings. It is pretty, I don't want to say it's dried out all the way because I can definitely still mix it, but it's very, very sticky, very, very stringy. I talked to Bountiful Baby after this happened, and I've gotten, now I have the newest products, and I'm excited to do this series because I have like so much Gemini now. But you can see the difference. If you go back and watch that original video, you'll see that my Gemini did not look like this originally. It was definitely an issue with this original jar. They've actually sent me a few different bottles of their, I think from 2 different lots of this Gemini heat set, and all of the jars now are exactly the same. They all look like this. They're not sticky at all, and I haven't experienced any cracking, any white areas, or any issues with this new, with these new batches of Gemini. So I'm really, really happy with this. So if you did watch the old video, just disregard and know that this is not a problem anymore. That's why I'm doing this new video. All right, you guys, as soon as this baby gets out of the oven, I will show you the results. Here is Courtney out of the oven, cooled. Look at this beautiful, beautiful color. We'll do that first. I'm going to do a Q-tip test. This is just a dry Q-tip. Get some good pressure going there. No color at all. My friend Angie at Little Dumplings Nursery has said this best. I know some people do a Q-tip test with thinner on a Q-tip. I don't recommend it, and Angie just explained it very, very well, that even though you are heat curing the paint, the pigments actually take about 24 hours to sink into the vinyl. If you put a solvent on a Q-tip and start rubbing your paint right away, it will come off in at least small amounts. So it's a good idea not to do that. If you can't get any on a dry Q-tip with pressure, it is cured. You don't need to go to more severe lengths, really. Okay, now let's take a look at what I'm most excited about, which is the matte varnish portion. You guys can hopefully see how shiny this area is. This is where we did that matte varnish. Look at that finish. It is an ultra matte. It looks like the finish I used to get with Genesis matte varnish. It is not as rough as Genesis was, but it feels protected, which I really like. Most of my customers really like that. Like you can tell it's durable. I'm not seeing anything when I scratch. There are no cracks on here. Like this just looks amazing. I'm so, so excited about this varnish and I highly recommend it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this and I'll see you in the next one.